Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us.
Welcome, beloved souls. We are grateful, very grateful to be here. Sacred Sunday blessings to all of you. My name is Amy Van Ling, and it is always an honor to be with you each week here at this inspiring and uplifting community. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to co-create this powerful space and Sunday experience with you. So thank you for being here and participating in the unfoldment of this beautiful community. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's here. She says, good morning. Welcome, Charlie. Luinda's here. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you again, Charlie. Yes, we are so grateful that Charlie is here with us once again. He is such a blessing, such a gift to our community. So we are blessed and grateful to bring together many, many voices in our community and sharing inspiration, activating the frequency of love. So this is a sacred space and consciousness, and we're invited to deepen our connection with spirit here. So welcome, welcome. Blessings, blessings. This month, we are exploring a simple but possibly radical idea that there is divine intelligence already active within you. And we are talking about awakening the divine genius within us. And many greats have reminded us over eons that spirit is not something that we reach for, it is something we express. Divine genius is not reserved for, a few mystics or saints or sages. It is this creative, I would call it, creative energy or creative impulse of life itself, individualized as you, expressing as you. So your divine genius is not about doing more or trying harder. It's really about coming back to your truth and remembering who you are. It's that quiet knowing that guides you. And sometimes we think it takes a lot of effort or pressure, but divine genius, I don't feel shouts. It's this whisper, this nudge, this invitation. So as we allow this spirit to operate through us and as us, we become more of the inner wisdom and a clear channel, really, for intelligence, divine intelligence, for God to move through us. So this is our theme this month: awakening divine genius, and it's pretty exciting to be leaning into that knowing. Yeah. Leaning into that knowing that divine genius is here for us to allow and reveal. So thank you for being on this journey with us. Jan is here. She says, welcome back, Charlie. We love you. Good morning, Nancy and Amy. So happy to be here. Carol's here. Yay. She said, I finally found you. Was it hard to find us today? My mom is here. Hi, Mom. Carol says, yay, Charlie Thweatt. Yes, we are so blessed to be together this morning. Thank you, everybody, for tuning within. It is my delight to introduce today's speaker, Charlie Thweatt. We're all excited. We're all like bubbling up. You can feel it. Charlie has our morning message today. He's also our musical inspiration. So settle into this moment, this Sunday service, because your soul will be truly filled with not just music that will elevate, just Charlie's vibration, his presence that elevates us and inspires us. And the message today is sure to ignite you and inspire you. The Python principle: your universe expands. Isn't that intriguing? Charlie said that your life path is like a tree. It's always seeking to expand and add new branches. Don't you love that? And then it wants to add new branches to those branches. And you're always being invited to stretch and grow and thrive. And the universe will dance with you, but only if you're up on your feet. Do you love that? I love that. I thought that was just, I don't know, it's just very activating. So thank you, Charlie. We are really excited to have you with us and dive into that. We're ready to get up on our feet for sure. And I want to remind everybody to stay. After service, we'll move into the Zoom room, and Charlie is going to bring us into an uplifting musical gathering, like he does so well. And it's always a truly inspiring time. And he's going to include at least one dance song that you've never heard. I'm excited. Yay. So we will, I'll drop the link for the Zoom room when we conclude the service here, and then we can move over there into the Zoom room, and that's where we all gather together. So, Charlie, as always, it is with deep gratitude that we welcome you this morning, and we are so grateful for your sacred yes and your presence with us today.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. And we also have our beautiful Nancy Pimentel on the screen with us. This extraordinary woman is shining her light, sharing her precious heart and her soul. She is sharing our selected inspirational reading, our community announcements, and our prayer of abundance. And thank you, Nancy, for a very, very successful Wallam House gathering yesterday. Thank you for all that you do to serve our community. We are grateful for you and the outreach that you energize for us. Thank you. Thank you. So we on the screen, Charlie, Nancy, myself, we welcome you in, precious ones, into the space this morning. Thank you for being here. As you enter this space, I invite you to take that intentional inward breath of the Spirit and know that you are the face of God. You are awakening the divine genius inside of you, within you, as you. So we are going to tune in and begin with our mission statement. I like to begin with our mission statement just so we can allow ourselves to attune to what are we doing here? And just remind ourselves, like, where is this ship sailing? And I think it's important. So our mission here at Unity Inspired Living is fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And we are thankful to be on this journey together. So we are going to open with a community song. I'm going to hand the screen over to Charlie, and I invite you to sing along at home. It really just, it awakens everything in your body and soul and mind. Thank you, Charlie.
Great, thank you. And is Marty on the call? Are you seeing Marty yet?
Marty, are
Marty's
you here?
Or not.
I don't see Marty yet.
Okay, well, that's fine. She may come for the concert. She may not have a Facebook thing, so we'll see. Anyway, hi everybody, and I'm going to bounce off what you just said about awakening. This song is called Our Awakening. So sing on the chorus. It's really easy. This is our awakening. Our awakening. Sing that with me. This is our awakening, our awakening. This is our awakening, our awakening. This is our awakening, our awakening. Would you be happy if you could run fast? Would you be healed if you could outrun your past? Just breathe it inside you, let it be okay. 'Cause every step has brought you right here today to your awakening. Your awakening. Sing my awakening. This is my awakening. My awakening. This is my awakening. My awakening. My awakening. This is my awakening. My awakening. Life is such a mystery, but life's not just your history. You go much deeper than this time and space. You are much more than that look on your face. Life's a mystery. such a mystery. This is my awakening. This is my awakening. My awakening. Sing with me. This is my awakening. My awakening. Our awakening. This is our awakening. Our awakening. Our awakening. This is our awakening. Our awakening.
I love that. Woo, we love that. Thank you,
Thank you.
Charlie.
Right on theme,
That
too. Huh?
was perfect. It's like we planned
Thanks.
it or something.
Oh, well, somebody did.
And well, yeah, somebody did it. It wasn't us. I know
Yeah.
it seems like that we plan these things, but we actually don't.
And then show up for
Just
what's actually happening.
it just happens. Yes, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
And Mariah is here. She says Marty is Mariah, and here roll
All
call.
right. Hey, Marty, Mariah. Love you, Marty Bones.
Wonderful, wonderful to have you. So grateful for everybody tuning in with us this morning. I'm going to hand the screen over to Nancy. She has some community announcements for us and our inspirational reading this morning. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Good morning, everyone. Just a few announcements for you to add to your calendars for the rest of December. Be sure to stay for Charlie Tweett's musical gathering concert following this service at 11:30 to 12:30. All are welcome and donations are greatly appreciated. This is your chance to request your favorites. Have you heard of the Social Lights? Our new, fun, uplifting team was just formed last week, dedicated to helping our community shine online. Come and join us as we light up social media with love, connection, and spiritual inspiration. Our commitment is to like, share, and comment on all of our social media and get others to do so also. Let Amy know if you want to join our team or if you have any questions. And right now is the time to make your special contribution for our end of the year giving campaign. Send in your 2025 special contribution before December 30th. And remember to end with 25 cents so we can send you a special uncirculated commemorative coin. It's your support, love, and generosity that keeps us strong and thriving. Your gift right now matters. And thanks to all who gave and participated in our gift giving and party for the Wallam House. It was a wonderful celebration and also a huge thank you to all who have donated to Loaves and Fishes for the unhoused in our community. Thanks for Jan for hosting our holiday community gathering. It was so much fun. And mark your calendars for December. Saturday, December 20th, for our annual holiday sing-along with John Shin. The party is at Kelly's home. Call Jan or Kelly for the address. And please stay connected with all our happenings. Visit our website, unityinspiredliving.org, or our Facebook page, Unity Inspired Living, and read our weekly connection every Wednesday in your email. And now for our inspirational reading for December's theme, Awakening to the Divine Genius. The reading is from the Daily Word of July 2015, and the word is independence. I embrace my independence. My spiritual quest includes a calling to free myself from limitations and barriers that slow my progress. I let go of fear, feelings of lack, or resentments. Freedom from these roadblocks enables me to fully express my divine potential. The Apostle Paul advised the Corinthians to build their lives upon the foundational teachings of Jesus. Like seekers then, I create my life using spiritual tools. I release perspectives and behaviors no longer supporting me. I embrace those in alignment with my understanding of truth. Relying on the guidance and insight of God, I embrace my independence and follow the path to my highest good. 1 Corinthians 3:10, like a skilled master builder, I laid a foundation. Each builder must choose with care how to build on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. We are so grateful for you, the announcements, the reading, and your presence. we're going to hand the screen right back over to Charlie for some more inspirational music this morning. Thank you, Charlie.
All right, back on the air. Okay, this is kind of a fun, different song. I think it's the only song I've written that I can't say actually has chords, if that makes any sense. So this is called Sing Us Together. I think of it as kind of tribal. So the words are very simple. Sing us together, sing us in song. So we're like invoking the universe to sing us as a unit. Sing us together, sing us as one. And then there's just kind of a oh part. So I'll be listening to see if you get it right. Here we go. Sing us together, sing us in song, sing us together, sing us as one. So do that again with me. Sing us together, sing us in song, sing us together, sing us as one. Oh, 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 oh. Do that again. Oh. Sing us together, sing us together, sing us in song, sing us together, sing us as one. Let's see a little hippie dancing. Sing us together, sing us in song, sing us together, sing us as one. Oh, oh, Something
So
different.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Something different. It feels kind of tribal to me. I like it.
I was exactly going to say that. It just feels so unifying. So thank you. Thank you for that. It was really a blessing. Okay, where are we? Because I was getting into that one. Nancy, I'm going to hand the screen over to you. Nancy has our prayer of plenitude this morning. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you. And taking a slow, deep breath, exhale. And I invite you to join me now as we move into a space of oneness with Spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flowing of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to ourselves and others, assured we are never void. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts opportunities to prosper. We are each a very grateful spirit expanding in this human life. We are gratefully succeeding in stepping forward into greater good. And so it is.
Thank you for blessing us, Nancy. Thank you for you. We're going to hand the screen right back over to Charlie. What did you say before? I'm live? You're live. You're live again.
I'm live.
You're live again.
Okay. Forgive me just a quick second. I got to get this happening. Oh well. This song, I know this is one of Marty's favorites, and it really. So this is for you, Marty. This is called "When I Sing My Song," and this will be in some of the theme of today's talk too. Really stepping into what we came to do. So, if only I could be all coordinated here. Here we go. When you sing your song, there's a power in the wind that will sail you home to the peace you know within. When you sing your song, all of nature will go join in to bless you in your mission here on earth, to help you in your service here on earth. When you sing your song, you can feel the rising tide, lifting all things up, and there's nowhere left to hide. When you sing your song, you become alive inside, to bless you in your mission here on earth, to help you in your service here on earth. So you ask the rising tide and the power in the wind, and you know that there's no way you could ever fail. And you call upon your heart and God who lives within, and know that there's no way you could ever fail. You know that there's no way you could ever fail. When you sing your song, there's a power in the wind that will sail you home to the peace you know within. When you sing your song, you become alive within, to bless you in your mission here on earth, to help you in your service here on earth. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. All right.
Woo!
You seem stunned into silence.
Into silence. Oh, that was so beautiful. I was trying to write all the lyrics because they're so potent, and I just couldn't type fast enough. So I was doing. I was like,
Cool.
type
Oh, I
fast enough.
see.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. That was beautiful. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful and uplifting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nancy, for being with us this morning and bringing us all the good stuff. It's like some of the business stuff, and then it's all melded together. And you're so important, and we so love you. Thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the Facebook live stream side of things. Mwah. Blessings, precious one. So here I am with Charlie, and that means I get to read about Charlie to those of you who are just getting to know Charlie. And for those of you who know Charlie, you just get a refresher on what an amazing human being we have sitting with us. Charlie is a musician, speaker, and transformational life coach. He and his wife, Heidi, moved from Santa Cruz to, well, this must be an old bio that I have, because it's been a while since they lived, from Santa Cruz to Connecticut and to Florida. But isn't that fun to hear all that journeying? Charlie, as a young man, he took a huge leap of faith from a budding architecture career into the touring life of a full-time spiritual presenter. Wow, Charlie has inspired tens of thousands of people in 15 countries on 6 continents, and he's been the musical opener for so many luminaries. He has is it still only 18? If this is an old bio, this might be old. Charlie has 18 life-changing music albums and has appeared on national television and radio. He's an amazing human being. He takes tours to Italy and I think other places as well. I'm thinking, what is the other one? Anyway, follow Charlie, get on his mailing list, look for him on social media because he's always doing amazing, wonderful things. And we get to experience him here with us today. And I am truly grateful. And I know all of you feel the same exact way that I do. I'm going to pray us in whoosh, and then hand the screen over to Charlie. So if we can just center in however you do that, tune into your heart, close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Together we are turning inward and remembering that this moment is holy. Every moment is holy. And we are here. Peace is not a distant dream. Miracles are not far off circumstances. they're the natural occurrence. Genius is not out there somewhere. It is within us, emerging within us. And we are the heartbeat of spirit. And we get to be in that presence here, now, and every moment if we so choose. And we are here sharing this time of worship and joy and love and community. And may the Spirit of God, Source, awaken in every heart here and even in the future. If you're rewatching this at some point in time, this moment now is awakening within you the divine. We bless Charlie today. We cover him in our love and our gratitude. And we are so thankful for his wisdom, his words, his presence. And I release this prayer into the great expanse of love, in love, for love, and as love. And so it is. Ashe, namaste. Thank you, Charlie, for being with us. We are grateful for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's funny when you were talking about Santa Cruz, Connecticut, Florida. You know, it's almost embarrassing. We also were in Pennsylvania a while, North Carolina. In a 2-year period, Heidi and I both had 5 different driver's licenses. It's crazy, but that's another story. Anyway, it's great to be here, and thanks for having me back. And I want to look at what I'm calling the Python principle, and it's just kind of some fun. Kind of stories to tell and some things to share. So, you know, and you mentioned this, once upon a time I was this young man who just couldn't wait to sing. I was getting on my spiritual path and writing all this music about my inner journey. And all I wanted to do was find someone I could sing it to. And that's when I discovered Unity in 1980, actually. So it's been a while. And finally I had people say they wanted to hear what I was writing, and it was amazing. So I was living in Houston, and started to make a bunch of friends at the church. And 2 of the friends I made were named Barbara and Robert, and they were the Varleys, a wonderful couple. And they were really into A Course in Miracles. They discovered it, early. This was 1980, and the course really had just been out for a few years. And they decided that they were so into it, they wanted to travel around and share this with other people. And they actually got this in their old Plymouth sedan and would drive from state to state and led a lot of Unity churches and put on these workshops to share the Course. In fact, they were the first people to share A Course in Miracles at Unity Village. They put on a workshop for the ministerial students there. They also created something else, these little beige cards, a little box of cards where you pull out a card and read a saying. They had sorted out to find standalone quotes from the Course. They took a lot of time doing it and then made these cards, and a lot of people have seen those over the years. I don't know if you're nodding your head right now, but that was a wonderful thing that they also created and were able to leave behind. And I kind of think of them as the first kind of Johnny Appleseed's people of A Course in Miracles, just all over the place traveling. They traveled for 6 years altogether, sharing the course. And this old beat up Plymouth wasn't going to make it after about 2 years, so they realized that they had to get a better car. And they decided they would just get a very simple empty van. And Robert was good at woodworking and things, so he would just build out the back, with a bed and storage areas. So they went to this very small one-man lot by the side of the road, by the railroad tracks in Houston, and they looked over the different vans, and they picked one out, and then they came in to the little office. It was a portable building office, all very simple. And they sat down. You know what that is? It's negotiating for the price time, right? And so they sat down with this guy, and it was December, and Barbara said, "So how much is the van?" And the guy said, and this is 1980 or something, so it's $10,000. And Barbara said, "Okay." Nobody says okay. That's when you haggle. That's when you. And the guy said, "Why aren't you haggling over the price? Why aren't you trying to get me down?" He said, "Well," and I love what she said. She said, "We have a very wealthy father." We have a very wealthy father. Isn't that beautiful? Can you feel the trust in that? She didn't need to nickel and dime him down, get it down $100, $200. That there's enough for everybody, right? And the guy broke down in tears because Christmas was coming. He was worried he wouldn't be able to buy presents for his kids, and now he could. So we have a very wealthy father. Maybe that's, I know we like to say father and mother, but that's a great place to come from. That there's enough for everybody, and there's always a grand source for everything. So anyway, they bought the van. Robert fixed it up. They hit the road. And one thing, they always travel. When they put on their workshops, it was always for love offerings. No set price. Just if you want to donate, you can. If you don't, you don't. Just, love offerings. So they hit the road with this new van that, they had to take out a loan. And back then, $10,000 was a lot more than it is now. And a really interesting thing happened. Suddenly, their love offerings doubled and tripled from what they had been before. They shot up. It's like, oh my gosh. And you know what? That van was paid off in 9 months. Paid off in 9 months. It's just everything poured in to support their work. But to me, what's even more interesting is that as soon as the van was paid off, do you know what happened? The love offerings went right back down to where they'd been before. So the universe expanded to support their mission, to support what they came to do. And once it was covered, it's like, okay, we took care of it. And that's why I'm calling this the Python principle. It reminds me, when a snake, has a meal, you see the thin part of the snake, and then there's this big lump, we'll call it the project that the snake's working on, then the rest of the snake is thin again. And I think that's what happened with this, they had their certain level, and then when they took on a project, the universe expanded to, I will take care of it. And then once it was done, back to flat. I like to call that the Python principle. And we can apply that to anything that we're working on, any dream you have, any project that you're envisioning. The universe expanded to accommodate their needs. It will do it for you. It's infinitely available as needed. So you have to step up and say, well, what project am I going to throw at the universe? What am I going to throw at the Python? What's your next request to the universe? And the universe will expand again to help you with that. But we need to be in motion. And that's what I'm going to talk about a lot today, is being in motion. The little synopsis that Amy read, it's about you can't be sitting on the bench and dancing. You got to get up on your feet and be ready for whatever's coming. For me, it's been an organic process, very organic. I didn't have to organize everything in my life to watch those branches in the tree start to happen. It's a lot about just paying attention to what's showing up, responding to your heart's calling. Keep stepping forward. You need to be on your feet if you're going to dance with the universe. Not on a bench, okay? So we all want to get up, be in motion, even if it's clumsy motion. There's a quote about motion that Mark Twain, I heard. He said, you might be on the right track, but if you're not moving, you'll get run over by a train. Isn't that great? You might be on the right track, but if you're not moving, you'll get run over. The message is be in motion. Be in motion. Be out there so something can happen. And Twain also said the secret to getting ahead is getting started. Again, about being in motion. When I started this work, again, I wanted to share my music, and it evolved from step to step to step, just watching these branches go out. First it was just, I'd like to sing a solo on a Sunday. And I got to do that maybe once a month for a few months, and then some people there, really great singers named Oman and Shanti, they said, hey, they'd already been touring as a duo for about a year, going to other churches, and they had a booking about 2 hours away, and they said, hey, you want to come sing with us for a church service and a concert? Oh, great. So here I am in motion, and new opportunities are showing up. And so we went, even in the car, we hadn't really practiced together, so we had a 2-hour drive, to the church the night before, and we turned that into a 2-hour vocal rehearsal, working up 3-part harmonies. So it was all very new, very exciting. And it's fun to be in a new, exciting adventure. So we got there, we did the church service, that was fun. I did a solo, they did some duos. And we did the concert, and it was a blast. And, they would do some duos numbers, I'd do some solos, and then we'd get up and do some of these 3-part harmonies we created. And I remember there was this one person in the audience said, don't anyone ever sit down again. The 3-part harmonies are amazing. Just keep staying up there. And, we didn't have that many songs worked up, but we were getting good feedback. And we, as soon as we got back, Shanti said, well, on the trip back, the 2-hour drive, Shanti said, and she had talked to her husband and said, we want you to come on a tour we're doing in 4 months. We're going somewhere in July up to the Pacific Northwest. We want you to tour with us. I said, what? Wow. And, this, just the aliveness of that concert changed my life. Because now I was, getting people singing along on my songs, having this wonderful interaction with the audience. I felt like I was stepping into who I am. Because at the time, I was working 40 hours a week in a cubicle on the 4th floor of a high-rise building, in corporate architecture. That was my life, with a little bit of music on the side. And I actually, with that invitation to come tour, the next morning I gave my 2 weeks notice. I said, I got to do this. And then I dived into the studio to start recording my songs. And I managed to finish the studio work in time to get on a plane, fly up to meet Oman and Shanti, and then wait for my box of cassettes to arrive a few days later. So my new album, and it's very exciting. It's an adventure. I didn't know how it was all going to play out. I just knew I needed to just keep following my nose, follow my heart. My job was really to just see the obvious truth and say yes. The universe expands because I am in motion. Can we say that together? The universe expands because I am in motion. We got to get off the bench if we're going to get on the dance floor. We have to put ourselves in circulation. I didn't know how it was all going to play out. I didn't need to know. I just was following the energy, happy to take my next step. I found a quote from Martin Luther King, and it speaks to this. He said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just the first step. Isn't that good? You don't have to see the whole step. How when I'm singing a solo the first time in church, am I going to see all these other things that are going to blossom? No, just keep taking the next step. How does that apply to you? What is your next step? What is your next thing to commit to? For me, it was that committing to doing this work, changing my life to do this, because to getting out of that 40 hours a week in corporate architecture, I wasn't loving that other than the paycheck. And that Sunday concert, it changed everything. I tasted something I did love. That's where the energy was. So I gave notice. I had taken my first step with just a few hints of this staircase that lay ahead of me. And then there's, the tour coming up. So I had a blast in the studio. Another fun adventure. Wow, now I'm a recording artist. I mean, evolve, a new branch on the tree, a new branch. Just staying available to what's coming. Staying awake in the moment for the next new opportunity, the next evolution, the next invitation to grow. The universe expands because I am in motion. Let's say that again. The universe expands because I am in motion. In motion. In motion, in circulation. I have a couple of circulation stories I want to share, and these both came from a while ago. One was when I was a freshman in college, and this is interesting. I think I think it's a great metaphor. My economics professor, at one of the lectures, he talked about a dollar bill, paper dollar bill. He said, it's amazing the difference depending on what happens with this dollar bill in 24 hours. So he said you could take that dollar bill and just put it in a drawer all day, and then that will be $0. So it's $1 in your hand, but it's $0 in the economy, in the national economy. Zero. It had no effect. Or you could take that dollar and, use it to buy a coffee. And then an hour later, the coffee shop owner uses it to buy a loaf of bread. Then an hour later, he uses it to pay his employee, and so on and so on. And let's say there's 10 of those transactions happen in a day. That's $10 in the national economy, even though it's a single dollar bill. You see the difference? Circulation. It's energy circulating. And that's our job, to be in circulation, to be energy circulating, not sitting metaphorically in a drawer all day with zero circulation. There's a big difference. A lot of difference in energy. The second thing I want to share, this happened at Unity Village, and I was there for an all-week retreat. And in one of the sessions, this fellow led us through an exercise. He asked us all to reach into our pockets and purses, get out any small change that we wouldn't mind not getting back. So we're all standing there in this big open area, there's no chairs, and all holding a few coins in our hands. And then he said, now, for the next 30 seconds, I want you to give away as much money as you can. So it's this crazy time, wild and crazy people rushing to give each other money and then receiving and then giving and then receiving and then giving, until he said, stop. And then he said, now, for the next 30 seconds, keep as much money as you can. And we're all just frozen. Like there's no circulation happening at all. It's like dead. It's almost sad. And we all go, wow, look at the difference. So that's true of money. It's true of energy. It's true of how we help each other and how we circulate ourselves in life. Amazing experience. The universe expands because I am in motion, because I am in circulation. There's energy in circulation. So my life kept evolving. I don't have time to tell my entire story, but it's interesting. The branches kept being added. So now I'm touring with Omen and Shanti. We're now Omen, Shanti, and Charlie, singing 3-part harmonies all over the place. And that was a wonderful time and so beautiful. And that had a great 3-year run until the energy shifted. Different things were happening. And as that wound down, suddenly I started meeting some authors and workshop leaders, and I was invited to tour with them and to support their work with my music, and that was grand too, just getting all over the place. And we'll have, like they say, one door closes, another opens, and this is a great example. Now I'm singing twice a year in Hawaii and all around the country, and even out of the country a few times, and including Canada, Mexico, the Soviet Union. It was exciting, fun, different. And one of the authors was Alan Cohen. I was traveling. We toured for 7 years solid, where me supporting his work with my music. And it was a grand time. If you don't know his work, he wrote The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Joy is My Compass. One of my favorite book titles of his is called A Course in Miracles Made Easy, which I think that's a very tongue-in-cheek title. It's not particularly easy, but anyway. So what an interesting thing happened toward the end of that 7 years, and that was where we'd been working all week, doing several events in the St. Louis area, finishing up with an all-day Saturday workshop that I was supporting with music. And then Sunday, he had booked himself in Washington, D.C. at a big Unity church, but in typically I would go with him to the next thing, but this time it wasn't in the church's budget. I wasn't invited, and he let me know way ahead of time. So I was a little jealous. I don't get to go to this big church where I've never been before, but okay, I had plenty of lead time. So, I got on the phone and found a church in the area. It was a little CSL church, and I did music for the 2 morning services and then had an afternoon concert. So show up in the morning for the 9 o'clock service. There are 4 of us on the, at 9 o'clock, there's 4 of us on the stage. We look out, there's 1 person in the audience. It's like, and she was a guest. She hadn't even been to the church before. So at about 10 after 9, and no one else showed up, we walked out and said, would you mind coming back to the 11 o'clock? She said, okay, sure. And so we had the 11 o'clock service. It was well enough attended to have church, and then we took a break for lunch. I did my afternoon concert. Okay? So and then I wrapped things up, flew home, was doing my accounting the next day. And I added up all the money I made during my time with Alan, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And it came to an amount. Then I added up what I made on that Sunday. And my mind was blown that I actually made more money on that Sunday than those other days supporting Alan. And I'm thinking, is the universe trying to tell me something? Is it time to get out of my cozy, comfortable nest where other people organize the events and I just show up? And yes, it was. And that led to me starting to lead my own workshops. And then a minister said, hey, we're coming to our big church to do music, but I think we should have you do the talk too. I went, what? And I had to stretch. And in both cases, for my first workshop I ever led and for my first talk I ever gave, I basically said yes when I had no idea how I was going to do it. I painted myself into a corner. And I squeezed myself into my next step. I said, I know I'm feeling called. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to say yes. And even if I procrastinate, I will eventually make this happen. And it was amazing. Just that I felt the calling, and I painted myself in a corner, which I think can be very powerful. Just set it up so you have to do it. And that's what happened, both with my first workshops and me evolving into giving talks. Now, giving talks was not, I was thinking I can introduce a song, but to speak for 20 minutes and be interesting, that seemed like a big challenge. And I feel like I've gotten my sea legs in that, and I guess I hope you do too. And I'm going to wrap it up by one last little chapter here, and this had to do with one of the other groups I was singing for to support with the music was a chiropractic group. And for them, I was singing at various conferences throughout the year in the U.S. for about 6 years. And then in 1997, they started flying me to Italy to sing for some events over there. Twice a year at Lake Como, then a few years later adding in some events in Sicily. And then a few years later, started to co-lead retreats in Assisi, some spiritual retreats with another group. And I was just in Italy a lot and loving it. And I'm a bit of a language nerd. I love learning the Italian language. And then I was helping people sign up for the second year of the Assisi retreat. So this would have been 2011. And 5 of the 6 people I was talking to had never been to Italy before. And I'm thinking, you can't just go for 6 days to a retreat and fly home. I mean, you're in Italy. I could show you around. And they said, okay. So suddenly, just off the cuff, feeling the energy, being ready for what life was showing up, ideas coming in, my first Italy tour was invented. And it was a learning curve. There's a lot to learn. But again, another branch of the tree was added because I was in motion. The universe expands when I am in motion. I was not a dollar bill sitting in a drawer. I was ready for the python of the universe to open up and deal with whatever next project is coming. The universe expands because I am in motion. Walt Disney said, we keep moving forward, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We keep moving forward, being in motion, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths, new branches of the tree. So tour guiding was definitely a new path, and since then I've led 23 tours of Italy. I've co-led 9 spiritual retreats on a CC. I keep creating new variations of the tour. And it's just, what's the next thing going to be? And what's your next thing? What do you want to feed the python? You know that it can expand to deal with your next project, your next dream, what it is you came to do. Your job, my job, is just to stay open and to pay attention to what's showing up. Stay in motion. The universe will keep expanding infinitely because you are in motion. Just remember, you might be on the right track, but if you're not moving, you'll get run over. So keep moving, stay in circulation, and be ready for your next stretch. Thank you. Amen.
Oh, Charlie, thank you so much. I love this talk, and it's such good reminders for us. If you have a comment, a question, a smart remark, go ahead and drop it in the feed. Drop it in the feed. I'm just giggling about the last quote. You might be on the right track, but if you don't move, you'll get run over. It's funny but true, I mean, we're laughing and it's like that's cute, and yet
Yeah.
right. And I love this affirmation for us. The universe expands when I am in motion.
Because I am in motion.
Because
Yes.
I am in motion.
Yeah.
Yes. The universe expands because I am in motion. Simple.
When I think of that, even standing still looking at a forest or being in motion looking at a forest, you see so much more. You see the three-dimensionality of it. So even that, just being in motion, we see so much more.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes, being in motion is like we can see all directions, all angles, where our
And you
perspective
see how things
is.
interact, relationships.
Yes. There's energy in circulation. Yeah, that's a very potent. I love all your stories. Thank you for sharing. Your life is really miraculous and exciting. And such an example
I'll
of
take
staying
that.
in motion.
Well, yeah, I got in motion.
Yeah, you got off the bench and into the dance.
And paid attention to what felt right.
Right. Yeah. And I think, part of awakening the divine genius, you said a few things, and I think that it's all in line, listening to that deeper message of what's going on. When you were talking about when you made more money on the Sunday versus,
Wasn't
the other
that crazy?
events.
Wasn't that insane?
Yeah, but it was a
What?
message, right? But you could
Yeah.
you could have quickly just sort of skimmed past that though too,
Yeah.
and like, okay, well, but
Stay
instead you
comfortable. Yeah.
took a moment to really digest, like, what is this? What is the message here?
Yeah.
What is it? What am I supposed to
What
be?
what is the obvious message here?
Yeah, yeah. What is the obvious message? People, but sometimes if we get a one-track mind that we're supposed to be over here doing this, we might miss that message because it's like, I'm not supposed to be doing that,
Mm,
on my
mm.
own, right? Like sometimes we argue for our limitations.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got a degree in architecture. How could I throw that away, quote unquote, How could
Exactly.
you get trapped in our talents, get trapped in our excellence.
Yeah, exactly. So I love this Python principle. We're opening up. I'm thinking of eating. What is the next great meal?
I call it a project to be kind.
Be kind. Well, okay, let's check in with everybody on the feed here. So many comments, and I love all the interaction here. I love creating my Disneyland. Love and light and joy, Michael J says. Very inspiring talk. Thank you, Charlie. Oh, what do you want to feed the python? Yes. Dave says, the gift of painting myself into a corner. Thank you, Charlie. I love it. Keep
Yeah.
moving. Stay open. I'm so inspired. Great share. Bob says, the Lord respects those in motion. Pat says, what a wonderful analogy. Thanks. Python will expand.
Yeah.
Good. Betty Lou says, I'm beginning with a Zoom 2026 New Year's workshop, all in new fun, safe, easy life. Love life as we all keep growing and expanding with love. Yes. Nan. Hi, Nan. She says, enlightening talk. Thanks. Carol says, branch forward. Yay. Betty Lou, we're all expanding with love and in love as we share the love we are. Yes. Jennifer says, awesome message. Thank you, Charlie. So enjoyed seeing you here. Pay attention to what feels right. Luwinda says, thank you, Charlie Thweatt. As always, your message is inspiring and incentive. You know, it's true. Charlie's always inspiring. And I love the way, Charlie, you always share your wisdom through your authenticity and your stories and like how you've actually lived it in your life. And that really touches our hearts. And so thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love there's so many. Oh, you started with something really remarkable that I wanted to touch back on. We have a very wealthy father. What a statement that was, right? Did everybody feel that the
Wasn't
way?
that a great story? Great. I love that
Yes.
that experience that they had.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it paid off in 9 months. And then it went right back down.
Yes.
The love offerings, yeah.
And there's part of that of us stepping into the truth of our knowing that we have a very wealthy father, and that everything is taken care of in just the right way in divine timing, right when we need it, in all of the ways that are necessary. And that was thank you for sharing that. We need to be, what do I have here? We need to be ready for what's coming. We need to be on our feet if you want to dance with the universe, being in motion. Yes. Yes, yes. Real talk, Michael J says. Yes, yes. Lots of affirming here. We agree. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Charlie, so much. We are going to close with our prayer of divine awakening, and we're going to take a little while to hydrate and nourish and then come back into our Zoom room for the concert. Get ready. It's going to be very exciting and uplifting. It's soul medicine is really what it is, soul nourishment. We have a very wealthy father. Yes, step into the truth of knowing. Thanks, Carol. We're glad you're here always. Remember that if your heart feels nurtured, uplifted, inspired by the teachings, connections, the spirit of our unity community here, we invite you to sow a seed of gratitude through your giving and visit us on our giving page on our website, unityinspiredliving.org. We are 100% supported by your contributions, and we are so grateful for our community co-creating, being in this space of circulation and momentum and movement. And it's exciting. It's exciting to be on this journey together. So thank you for planting all your seeds. I am going to now share the screen with you, and what will pop up here is our prayer of divine awakening. And I invite you to speak this out for your own affirmation, for your own prayer, for your life. The prayer of divine awakening. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance, and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward. We can think of this staying in motion. I move forward in a state of appreciation, an extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. And so it is. Ashe, blessings, beloved souls. Thank you, Charlie, for being with us today and sharing yourself, your presence, your love, your wisdom, your joy. We are grateful. We will see everybody in the Zoom room for the musical magic coming up next. I'm going to drop the link in our chat here on Facebook live stream, and it's also on our website, unityinspiredliving.org, on our home page. You'll see the link into the Zoom room. Everybody is welcome. So invite everybody, friends, family. We're all going to gather there for some soul nourishment. Thank you, Charlie. Blessings, everybody. Shine on, bright ones. We'll see you next week. Mwah. Blessings.